Peace and blessings, family. Welcome back to another episode of Learn with Shavern. So today we are going to talk about how to get out of negativity, right? How to change your negative situation into a positive one. I had someone today tell me, Shavern, positive thinking really does work. And I was like, it does. I mean, these things speak for itself. I really would love testimony. I would love for you guys, if you guys have been implementing the healthy habits, if you guys have been implementing thinking positively, speaking positively to yourself, keeping in line your first, second, and third selves, I would absolutely love feedback. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear if this stuff has been working for you. If there's anything you want me to address in particular, any feedback, let me know. I'm more than open to that. So if you find yourself in unfavorable situations, okay, I like to describe things in terms of favorable and unfavorable. So if you find yourself in an unfavorable situation, aka a negative situation or negative thing happening to you, the first step is to first acknowledge, okay, I find myself currently experiencing X, Y, and Z. All right, where do you go from there? From there, you let it go. Like literally let it go. All those feelings that you have associated with that unfavorable thing, let it go. Take a deep breath in. Think about whatever it is that is unfavorable to you. Breathe out and release it. It is really that simple. Every time you find that unfavorable thought getting back in your head, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and release that thought from yourself. And you can tell yourself things like, I am free from anxiety about this situation. I am free from stress about this situation, whatever the case may be. It's kind of like a little therapy, sort of. It's very therapeutic to do that, because then you'll condition your mind to say, okay, I am releasing any feelings associated with this thought. And you keep putting that out there into the universe until finally the thought just kind of leaves you. You find yourself no longer thinking about it. So the more you dwell on your negative thought, negative situation, meaning the more you keep it up here, the more energy you are feeding and pouring into that situation to keep growing. Think of that negative thought as a seed. And every time you think about it, think of you watering that seed. The only thing that you're going to do is make that negative thought and negative situation stronger. So how do I change this, Shavern? Simple. Like I said, you have to let it go. It really is that easy. Whenever I find something unfavorable happening to me, I tell myself, okay, this is what's currently happening. First, I identify, was there anything in my power that I could have done to avoid it? If I evaluate that there was something I could have done to avoid it, that was my lesson to be learned from it. If something unfavorable is happening that I find is repetitive, that keeps happening, at that point in time, I really take a step back and I observe and evaluate every single thing about that unfavorable situation and why it continues to happen. So a lot of this has to do with putting a lot of your own behaviors in check. So for example, a common negative thought that people come in contact with is not having enough money, or thinking that they don't have enough money. Understand, just like anything else, money is a tool. Okay, it's a tool to accomplish whatever it is that you wish to accomplish. So if your thing to accomplish is getting groceries, then money is a tool that you need to obtain the groceries, right? Well, a lot of people when it comes to this area do not like to implement self-discipline. In my first 3 or 4 videos, that was one of my recurring themes that I mentioned about self-discipline. I get told a lot of times, oh man, I ain't doing that. That's crazy. No, that wouldn't work for me. That wouldn't work for me at all. Try it. Try anything. If what you are currently doing is not working for you, try something new. That is literally the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Try something new. If what you are doing is not working for you, you need to change it. So finances, if finance is an issue for you, You may need to print out your bank statements, print out your credit card statements, go through them literally line by line, see what type of behaviors you need to cut out or stray away from, and you will start to see the gains right there. That comes with self-discipline. Maybe you don't have to stop by Wendy's that day. Maybe you can pack yourself a salad. Maybe you can pack yourself a sandwich, or whatever the case may be. If you are somebody that travels often, invest in a cooler. You know what I mean? There's so many different options and little things that you can do to help assist with your finances and take you out of that unfavorable financial situation. If you find yourself constantly having unfavorable things happening to you, you need to evaluate what it is that you're doing to contribute to some of these unfavorable things. If the things that are happening to you that are uncontrollable, that are out of your immediate control, then you need to evaluate how are you ending up in those situations. It takes a lot of thought and stepping back and not being emotionally attached to whatever is happening to you. It is natural for us as humans, because most of us, for most of our lives, we condition ourselves to emotionally respond to something. Whether you're male or female, a lot of people tend to associate women with being more emotionally driven behaviors. Men also have emotionally driven behaviors as well. It is just expressed in a different form. You find yourself in an unfavorable situation and you feel that you're trying something, maybe you need to reevaluate other things in your life. If you're implementing healthy habits, like for example, if you're listening to more uplifting music, if you're talking to more positive, uplifting people, then these are things that you are doing to create new positive energy around you. That should help foster and release some of that negative energy. There's a lot of people who dwell on the negative things happening to them. So for example, you talk to somebody during your human interaction and you're like, hey, how you doing today? You know, is everything okay? Blah, blah, blah. And the first thing they open up with, oh, these are all the problems in my life and so forth. And for me, I'm like, well, I'm appreciative I woke up. I'm appreciative the sun is shining. I'm appreciative I have breath. I am healthy. My child is healthy. I am grateful and appreciative for everything. Despite even if something unfavorable is happening to me, I do my best to limit expressing it, to give it life and give it energy. Because by cutting out that energy that I'm giving to that situation, it magically kind of works itself out. And that sounds weird, but like certain things happen to just fall in place without you having to take action sometimes. When you want something, absolutely action needs to be taken. But when an experience is happening to you, depending on the situation, sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. Not talk about it, not think about it, not feed it any energy, nothing, right? So that's like the easiest advice I guess I could give about taking yourself out of a negative situation. And again, controlling those 10,000 thoughts that you have daily, conditioning yourself. And I say conditioning because conditioning is you repetitively doing a behavior, right? In order for you to change your habit or behavior about something, you have to continuously do it. So that is your conditioning. That's you conditioning yourself to change or implement or do whatever it is you want to do. Getting out of negativity can be a harder journey for others than some. A lot of people, I realize, hold on to hurt. One of the things that Reverend Ike says is to get your own butt out of the way, right? So a lot of people would say things like, oh, I want to not work in an office, a corporate office anymore, but, and then they give you all the reasons why. Well, what if you remove that but? What if and none of those things were there? Because really, truly, they're not. Okay? I don't care what it is that you think it is that you don't have, right? You can create whatever it is that you currently don't have and obtain it. And it sounds far-fetched, but literally you can create things out of air. Like, you don't need to have the means all the time to do certain things. Merely just a thought, determination, and motivation to make it happen is enough to just make certain things happen. If my thought in my mind is, okay, I am healthy, I am happy, and when I'm affirming it to the universe, I say, I am healthy, I am happy, the universe is gonna say, oh, okay, that's what you are. Here you go, you're healthy, you're happy, there you go. Let me give you more of that. But if you tell the universe, oh, universe, you know, there's no money for this, or universe, this is making me unhappy for whatever reason. Oh, and you're not really literally saying, universe, this is what, this, that, and the third. You're saying things like, oh, I CAN''T do X, Y, and Z, right? That's you telling the universe that you're unable to do those things. So when you change that mindset, you're able to change it. Change your perception, change your reality, because you're amazing. Please give feedback. If there are any topics that you guys are interested in hearing about, anything you want me to expand on, if this has changed your life in any type of ways from you implementing the healthy habits, please do drop a comment below. Check me out on Instagram at Learn with Shavern. And stay tuned for more videos. Tomorrow is going to be our day 1 of our November 30 Days of Thankfulness Challenge. Peace and blessings, family.